For a historic treble, the Grand Slam of cricket, to hold all three ICC trophies at the same time, but it wasn't to be. Sri Lanka are the new World T20 Champions. They've beaten tournament favourites India, a team that had been unbeaten so far in the run-up to the finals, by 6 wickets in the finale, chasing India's low total of 130. Rahul Kawal still with me. Rahul, extremely disappointing news coming from Dhaka. It would be great if you can get us some reactions, apart from the election of Express, of course.
Well, that's really bad news, Shivani, especially just the way Yuvraj Singh was playing towards the end of the Indian innings. It almost seemed as if his T20 innings were over. आप में से किसी को मैच देखने को मिला कि पूरे का पूरा मैच मिस हो गया आप लोगों का? आप लोग यहाँ पे आए शो पे, इसलिए सबका मैच मिस हो गया. But really, it seemed, Shivani, at that time that Yuvraj's T20 innings almost over, and India really needs to look into the future to see who we can bring in to ensure the momentum doesn't flag. His form has been a bit patchy, and unfortunately, even Dhoni couldn't get started towards the end. So this is really, really bad news, Shivani.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Rahul, for joining us. Let's go across to our guest, Nikhil Chopra, in the studio. Nikhil, what a dampener for India. But 130 on the board, that's where the battle was lost today.
Absolutely. Not enough runs on the board. And make no mistake, if somebody's seen the entire game, this is a much, much better wicket in comparison to some of the earlier tracks that Team India has played in terms of their batting. Not a lot of deliveries were turning off the wicket, the ball was coming out of the bat, but you're absolutely right, not enough runs on board. That middle period, we were about 15-20 runs short, and we were always looking to play catch up. And even, a couple of things while we were bowling, it was a little surprising when this is the kind of total that would probably suit the Sri Lankans, how they bat with Sangakarra, Mahela, Jayawardene, who like to push around and don't play the big shots. When Ashwin bowled that 1 over, he got the wicket of Dilshan, he was changed. And then when Amit Mishra came, he bowled that 1 over for just the 1 run, and then he was taken off as well.
But that has been a consistent theme through this championships, isn't it? That Dhoni has kept rotating his bowlers, sometimes even after they've bowled a good over and even after they've taken a wicket. Today, of course, that backfired.
In the earlier games, you had enough runs on board, or you were bowling first. You were looking to contain the opposition. But how would you get back into the game today in the final when you don't have too many runs on board by only looking to pick up wickets? I think that's probably where maybe Mahib lost a trick or two. Yeah. Otherwise, we didn't get enough runs on board, to be very honest.
And a very good knock by Virat Kohli once again, Nikhil. But, it was like a single show for India today. Yuvraj Singh, that performance from him, extremely disappointing for himself and for the team, because it was really there that the momentum was lost. He was not really able to put bat and ball today.
Yeah, unfortunate. But these things happen in sport. We all know what a fantastic player Yuvraj Singh is, but today he just couldn't get the ball off the square. Like you said, it was hard for him to get bat on ball. But, it's not that maybe the occasion got to him because he's been in finals earlier.
He's just woefully out of touch.
Well, you could probably say that after today's innings, but, I was a little surprised. Maybe the calculation by the support staff is well, not looking to defend Yuvraj Singh, but when when the left-arm spinners finished all his overs and you still had 3 overs left for the off-spinner, Sinanaike, why not come in yourself, Mahi, the right-hander, or get somebody who could get the ball off the blocks. So,
well, Mahela Singh Dhoni did promote himself. He doesn't do that very often, above Suresh Raina, and that also didn't work for India today. Just 4 runs for Mahela Singh Dhoni in the 7 balls he faced at a very crucial junction. Borya Majumdar, consulting editor, is also joining us. Borya, extremely disappointing for India today. They've been, they were targeting a hat-trick, a 4th unprecedented ICC title under Mahela Singh Dhoni, but like we were talking about, just not enough runs on the board, and despite a good performance from Virat Kohli, the lower order batsmen Yuvraj and Dhoni disappointed today.
I was hearing you and Nikhil talk about Yuvraj Singh. I think you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, Saurav Ganguly was talking about Yuvraj Singh's inconsistency. 1 knock in the whole tournament is just not good enough. I mean, to say how wonderful a player he was, this is 2011. He was a wonderful player, but is he? I mean, one innings in 6 matches, and today 11 of 21 balls. Why didn't he just throw his wicket away and allow Suresh Raina or Mahela Singh Dhoni to come in? You know, Mahendra Singh Dhoni getting 7 balls, Suresh Raina sitting out there with a strike rate of 130 odd. It was a lone show by Virat Kohli. It was very, very disappointing. Even the ball that he got out, it was a full toss. It was a full toss outside off and you straight hold out to long off. Except that match against Australia, he's been woefully out of form. Every day some of the others played for him. Every day some of the others, you know, were able to hide Yuvraj Singh. The fact is, with such a performance, 21 of 11. So basically his strike rate was 2.5 per over. That's how you lost the match today, which was very, very disappointing.
Yes, Sri Lanka, the new World T20 Champions, of course they deserve it. They were, you know, the other best team in the tournament, and in the final playing against Sri Lanka, playing against India, Boria, you know, a team that they have lost in the last couple of finals, you know, so a team that has lost 4 ICC finals, 2 in the World Cup, 2 in the World T20. Rohit Sharma got that start, but you know, was back after getting his 20 odd. So nothing quite worked for India as far as that mighty batting lineup is concerned, and that's where the problem was. Conditions were a little different, and they were put into bat first. They, you know, liked chasing targets, but with just 130, there was immense pressure on the bowlers. It was always Sri Lanka's match to lose after that first innings. Let's go across and get some reactions from the fans. I can expect them to be extremely disappointed. Let's go across to Mahendra Singh Dhoni's second city, Chennai, first up. Shrisha, fans extremely disappointed. A very mediocre performance from India in the final.
That's right, Shivani. Fans are very, very disappointed because where I'm standing is a place where actually they had had a very huge projector. They were sitting with family and friends to sit and watch the match. They were eagerly waiting for India to win this time as well. But again, very unfortunate that India had lost the game. And a lot of fans, they were very disappointed. You know, I mean, of course, everyone are disappointed as far as this match is concerned. How do you feel?
We are extremely disappointed. But it's a bad luck, hard luck. Fantastic bowling by Sri Lankan people. Obviously, nothing to say. And some 40 runs, 30 run shortage has made a big difference, and terrific fielding by Sri Lankan.
Where do you think India, you know, went wrong?
The batting of Yuvraj Singh made us feel very bad. If Yuvraj Singh would have batted well, we would have expected India to win. So I think Yuvraj Singh was the main reason for the India's loss today.
And I have quite few youngsters who are sitting and watching eagerly, you know, for India to see a win. I mean, are you disappointed?
Yes, I'm disappointed.
Okay, did you like Virat Kohli's, you know, innings this time today? How was it?
Yeah, Virat Kohli played good.
Okay, what do you have to say about Virat Kohli?
Virat Kohli had tried his best, and he made 77 of 58 balls. So he's the best player.
So there is coming from the young crowd
Right.
that of course Virat Kohli is a man of the match today and even in the semi-finals as well, but extremely very, very disappointing. You know, people are of course disappointed on ground as far as this match is concerned. Back to you.
Right, that fan there saying, Shrisha, that Yuvraj Singh is the reason we lost this match today. Of course, it's never fair to put all the blame on one man. There are 11 people playing in the team, but his performance was extremely disappointing at that very crucial junction in the match. Let's also go across to Delhi to my colleague Shumon Ray. Shumon, so much build-up and so much confidence that people had in India's win, given their record against Sri Lanka, given the fact that, you know, India has a very good record winning finals in ICC tournaments, and this had India's name all written all over the trophy, given their performances and form, but it all came to naught in the end in the final.
Absolutely, Shivani. In fact, the last 10 overs, all the fans over here, I'm just outside Virat Kohli's residence. Virat Kohli's mother and brother have chosen not to come out or speak anything, but I have with me the fans and the residents, the neighbors of Virat Kohli, and let's ask how disappointed they were. How disappointed are you? India could not win this match. The score was not good enough.
As in the starting, we were thinking that India is going to win, and when after getting,
I know you were backing every ball.
Yeah, but after when Yuvraj got the batting, he actually lose 22 balls on which he scored only 11.
Is it becoming one man show? Is it becoming just Virat Kohli and that's it? I mean, Yuvraj Singh hasn't scored today. What do you have to say?
Yeah, Virat Kohli has performed well in this match and in every match.
Tournament.
Yeah, entire tournament.
Becoming one man show.
No, but we can't say that it's one man show. as the bowler, Rohit Sharma has also improved.
Okay, in batting, let's ask another fan. Is it Virat Kohli all the way? You are a big fan of Virat Kohli. Is it Virat Kohli all the way?
Yeah, it's only Virat Kohli who's taking the team through the series.
So how disappointed are you? Very disappointed.
Very disappointed.
How disappointed you are?
Very.
All right,
So
Shimon.
Shivani, the scene over here is that most of the fans are very disappointed. They think that Yuvraj Singh has to be blamed today for India's defeat, but at the same time they were all in praise for Virat Kohli. Back to you, Shivani.
Yes, Shimon Ray getting us live updates from outside Virat Kohli's residence. Of course, he deserves a tournament of the Player of the Tournament award. We'll know very quickly whether he gets it or not. Of course, he was one of the big reasons why India were in the final, and India were the favourites in the final, but and performed in the final as well. But the other team members couldn't quite come together. Again, I would say never fair to put all the blame on one man, but Yuvraj Singh himself would be very disappointed with this performance. Boria, huge day, as you said, for Sri Lanka. Their maiden World T20 title, new champions in the format. Overall, you know, Sri Lanka were one of the favourites of the title. And what a beautiful note, as you were talking about, for Sangakarra and Mahela Jayawardene to end. You know, you have to say they've given them the perfect farewell that these two giants of the sport deserve.
Absolutely, there is no question about it. In fact, Sri Lanka beat us even in the warm-up games, if you remember, by 5 runs. So twice in this competition did Sri Lanka beat us. And Mahela and Sanga, two giants of the world game, deserved farewell. I mean, they lost it in 2011 at the Wankhede. You know, the best player of all time perhaps deserved that farewell in Sachin Tendulkar. You know, today these two, they are greats of Sri Lankan cricket. You know, and Mahela, especially after that World Cup 2011 knock, he got 100 there. Today Sanga didn't get 100, but it was a match-winning innings nonetheless. Sri Lanka has come very close, very close over the last few years. Cricket, how cruel a game it is, Shivani. 2011, it was Yuvraj Singh all the way, and today everyone's blaming Yuvraj Singh. That's the fun of cricket. You are absolutely right in saying you cannot blame one person. It's a team effort. You know, what about Rohit Sharma? What about Ajinkya Rahane? What about Mahela Singh Dhoni? None of them got the acceleration. Having said that, it is Sri Lanka's day. Let's say India had a great tournament, but Sri Lanka were better.
Yes, it's all about who wins the final, isn't it? And even if Sri Lanka started as slight underdogs in this final against a mighty team like India, they won the final and they won the title. Sangakarra would be extremely proud of his effort today. Mahela Jayawardene played a very good knockout 24, but he did give away his wicket. Sangakarra carried his bat for a magnificent 52 of just 35 balls, and really as long as he was there, even if they were losing wickets on the other end, it didn't matter. Let me go across to Dhaka, where my colleague Sameep Rajguru is joining us very soon. Saurav Ganguly will also join him, and we'll get our comments from Saurav Ganguly as well. But Sameep, what an anti-climax, isn't it, of a beautiful run by Team India. It was because the top order or the middle order was firing, largely Virat Kohli, that you know, both Yuvraj, Suresh Raina, MS Dhoni really didn't get a lot of knocks under their belt. Maybe that cost Mahendra Singh Dhoni today, because he's really just played one knock in the league stage and nothing else. That is great when everything is working, but then on a day like today, when your top order batsmen fail, it can come back to haunt you. Of course, so we'll talk a little bit more about the choices that perhaps didn't go India's way, but you cannot take anything away from Sri Lanka. They are the deserved winners of the World T20 title. There's a confirmation of the final result, 130 on the board. Sri Lanka getting there with enough balls to spare. Kumar Sangakarra top scoring with a 52 not out, and the other man, the other swan song man for the Islanders, Mahela Jayawardene, also pitched in with a 24. That's right. Not good news for Indian fans. Sri Lanka becoming the new T20 World Champions, beating favourites India to be crowned champions for the first time in this format. Let's go across to Pratibha Raman now, my colleague who's joining us from Hyderabad. Pratibha, we've taken reactions from Chennai and also Delhi, right outside Virat Kohli's house. What are people in Hyderabad saying? They must be extremely disappointed.
Well, it is an understatement, Shivani, because all of them were so enthusiastic just in the evening, stating that India will win. Somehow the T20 will belong to India, but then now a sense of gloom that that is looming over many of these people here. And let me actually go across to one person here who's a great Dhoni fan. क्या आपको नहीं लगता कि आज इतना बड़ा disappointment है और धोनी के हिसाब से और विराट कोहली के हिसाब से, क्या आपको लगता है कि आज इंडिया के जो बैट्समैन है वो इतने अच्छे खेले?
आज का मैच देखिए काफ़ी डिसअपॉइंट हुआ, लेकिन हमारे पास इतने अच्छे जो प्लेयर रखे हुए हैं इंडिया में, धोनी, विराट कोहली, सुरेश रैना, उसके बावजूद भी हम लोग कुछ कर नहीं पाया। हालांकि आज विराट कोहली ने बहुत अच्छा खेला, लेकिन टोटल स्कोर अच्छा नहीं बन पाया। काफ़ी समय से हम लोग वीरेंद्र सहवाग का वेट कर रहे हैं, लाइक वो का मतलब उन्होंने रिसेंटली फर्स्ट क्लास में काफ़ी अच्छे रन मारे हैं, उन्होंने सेंचुरी मारे, 60+ मारा है, तो हमें वीरेंद्र सहवाग का काफ़ी बहुत देर से इंतजार हो रहा है, लाइक कर रहे हैं हम लोग।
आपको लगता है कि आज युवराज सिंह का भी जो फॉर्म था आज उतने बड़े अच्छे फॉर्म में नहीं थे?
आज उन्होंने वैसा स्कोर नहीं किया जैसे वो जिस शॉट्स के लिए, जैसे छक्कों के लिए वो जाने जाते हैं, बट बेटर लक नेक्स्ट टाइम।
It's okay, dear.
It's okay.
You can actually see the sense of disappointment even in the way they are expressing their disappointment here. So that is the kind of emotion that is looming over everyone's minds here. Back
Absolutely.
To you,
Thanks a lot, Pratibha. Stay with us, Srisha, Shimon and Pratibha. We'll keep coming back to you. Nikhil, disappointment is written large on everyone's faces, and you know, with the kind of expectations that had grown because of India's run in the tournament, the fact that they had made it into the semis and the knockout stages, the final after 7 long years after that title they won in 2007 under a brash young Mahela Singh Dhoni with long locks on his head. It was supposed to come all full circle, but in the end a bit of a dampener, not enough you know, of a push and an impetus in the Indian innings today, and that cost them a lot. Sri Lanka could have been in a spot of bother, but with as long as Sangakarra was there, they always had hope.
Well, the experience made all the difference. Kumar Sangakarra, once he hit that 4 and 6 of Ravindra Jadeja, you know, the feet start moving, you grow in confidence, and for people who've been around, and he's a legendary figure in international cricket, you know, everything starts working for you. It's in the initial period, the 5, 7, 10 deliveries that you try and get some of these legendary guys out, then you can put some pressure. Once these guys get past 10 runs, it's very hard to you know, get that wicket unless they make a mistake themselves. But you're absolutely right. I guess, you know, build up to the final, Team India won everything very convincingly, you know, with the kind of form that they were in. It's just that I guess we've got to give credit where it's due. I think for me, the 8 overs that changed the game, Shivani, were Rangana Herat's 4 overs and also Senanaike. The way those two spinners bowled with the game plan, and it was with the kind of form that Virat Kohli has been in. He's the only guy who could go out there and deal with them. Apart from Virat Kohli, none of the batsmen could handle the Sri Lankan spinners. Outstanding display of spin bowling.
Absolutely, and even when India were bowling, Boria, in between the 10th and the 15th over, there were hardly any boundaries to come for Sri Lanka. Indian bowlers were continuously picking up wickets. You know, wickets were not the problem here. They were causing breakthroughs regularly, but just not enough, you know, runs on the board in the end, as we've been saying, because they tried to put pressure on the Sri Lankan batsmen. 10th to 15th overs were exceptionally good for India when wickets fell and there were not enough runs to come. But when the run rate is only hovering around 6 in this format, you know, it's never going to be enough.
Absolutely, you know, highest run rate that got in the Sri Lankan innings was 8. Now in the T20 format, if the last 6 overs you need 48, that's nothing, especially if you have 6 wickets in hand and you had somebody like an Angelo Matthews to come. You had Thisara Perera, who can come and just clear the boundary, especially of the leg spinner. He's a left-hand batsman. You know, it was never going to be enough. 130. Let's face it, your batsman lost you the match. You've got to you know, call spade a spade. Samip Rajguru was making a point about Mahela Singh Dhoni. He's right. Mahela Singh Dhoni plays 7 balls. He scores 4. I mean, the middle and the lower middle order has never gotten to bat in this competition. They were never tested. And that's only because of the genius of Virat Kohli that you keep winning games. It's been individual flair. It's been individual flair and terrific bowling by India. But compared to that, the other batsmen, if you see Yuvraj Singh one game, I mean some of the other batsmen one game, it is a Virat Kohli dependent batting lineup. The spinners have done wonderfully well. There's nothing to take away from the fact, but 130 was never enough. However many wickets you pick, 78 for 4 Sri Lanka was, but there was never enough pressure on them.
Absolutely. That's been the story really for India. Not enough runs on the board, and that's really disappointing given that India has the batting lineup that can match any lineup in the world. Actually, in the run-up to the final, you would say most of their batsmen were in good form. Yes, Virat Kohli was dominating. Rahane played well in the semis. Rohit had a few knocks under his belt. Even Yuvraj had that run against Australia. Dhoni promoted himself in one match and got some runs under his belt. Together, though, it did not come together for India in the final, and really that's the match you need to win the title. We're going to slip into a very short break and come back in just 2 minutes. Sourav Ganguly is also going to join us very, very soon to give us. The historic, unprecedented treble was not to be for Team India. Dhoni was gunning for his 4th ICC trophy, but that too wasn't to be. Sri Lanka are the new World T20 Champions. Welcome everyone. You're watching Battleground T20. I'm Shivani Gupta. Not a high-scoring match there in the final, but you have to credit Sri Lanka for keeping their nerves and their wits about them, because they were losing wickets at regular intervals. The Indian bowlers were tightening the screws, especially between the 10th and the 15th over. But Kumar Sangakarra played the innings that he is known for. He wasn't too flashy today, didn't take any risks, just kept himself there because he knew too that in his farewell match, he can win this title for his country. Nikhil Chopra, Boria Majumdar still with us on the show. Also joining us are my colleagues Srisha Reddy, Shumon Ray and Pratibha Raman to get us fans' reaction. Before we go to our correspondents, a quick reaction from our experts first up. Nikhil, as we've been talking, not enough runs on the board, but you have to give credit to Sri Lanka that they didn't lose the plot either.
Well, not at all.
At least 20 runs short. Let's listen in to what the two captains had to say. Mahela Singh Dhoni and Kumar Sangakarra, who's been adjudged the man of the match. He came out to speak after this big win for him. Remember, swan song for both Mahela, Jayawardene and Kumar Sangakarra in this format, and what a brilliant way for them to bid goodbye. So good to see Sangakarra smiling there. You have to feel for him, and Boria, he was so humble in accepting that his team actually carried him to the final. He didn't do very much, but in the final he repaid that faith and won them the title. The questions that arise from this, has this final performance kind of undone some of the good work that we were seeing in the run-up to the final? Has it exposed the Indian team's weaknesses? We'll get to that in just a bit. But Nikhil, a quick comment about Sri Lanka being so close and yet so far 4 times in recent history, from the 2011 World Cup till the 2012 World T20, and finally 5th ICC final, and finally get their hands on that trophy.
Well, you feel for them, but it also tells you about how good a side they are. To make it to the final 4 times of the ICC trophies, that's incredible. You talk about a side being very consistent. It's unfortunate that they haven't been able to cross the last hurdle in the previous occasions when they got to the final. But today, I guess, fantastic. All and out, you talk about team performances, the spinners bowling well, the medium pacers coming good, and then you've got the great giants that Boria talks about, Kumar Sangakarra holding it together. And even when Mahela Jayawardene was batting, he was a no rush because we couldn't get enough runs on board. They knew all they had to do is keep wickets in hand and try and bat the 20 overs. This cup is going to be yours. And I'm glad that they kept their nerves and they played some outstanding cricket. Team India was outplayed. Make no mistake about it, Shivani.
Right. Let's slip into a very short break. On the other side, we'll talk about the positives and negatives for India from this World T20, and we'll also go across to our reporters who are spreading across India to get us reactions from dejected fans. A great win for the Islanders, giving a perfect farewell to both of their swan song men, Kumar Sangakarra and Mahela Jayawardene, who came good in the final as well, especially Sangakarra, who hadn't done much of note through the tournament, but in the final played a brilliant unbeaten half-century. Boria Majumdar, Nikhil Chopra still with us. Joining us very, very soon is Sourav Ganguly, live from Dhaka. Before we get to Sourav, let's get a quick reaction from Shumon Ray in Delhi. Shumon, you are standing outside Virat Kohli's residence. Quickly get us an update of what they think. Virat has been adjudged the man of the tournament, so that's at least good news for them, the positives from this tournament.
Absolutely. They are the neighbors of Virat Kohli. What are the positives of this tournament? Virat Kohli has been one-man show. Apart from that, what if you have to take something from the tournament, what do we have to do?
I think we need to improve our bowling department, first of all. But we batted well.
Proud are you as neighbor? How proud are you to have Virat Kohli as...
We are proud of Kohli. He played all this, whole series he played very well. And
Tendulkar of present era, like whole team is dependent only on Virat, but that shouldn't be the case.
Right.
The team should not be the case. I have another fan with me, Virat Kohli, Tendulkar of India.
Yeah, he is. He's very nice.
But are we not too much dependent on one man? It's like Tendulkar era, where Tendulkar was doing, once he got out, everything, Indian team had a bad performance after he got out.
But I think it'll improve. It'll improve in future time.
All right, Shimon.
In future time.
Right, Shimon, thanks a lot for getting us these reactions from outside Virat Kohli's house. Let's go across to Saurav Ganguly, who's joining us live from Dhaka now. Saurav, a disappointing end to a brilliant tournament for India. Just not enough runs on the board today. And this question that we asked you yesterday in the run-up to the final, is the Indian batting too dependent on Virat Kohli? That seemed to be the case today.
Yeah, it is too dependent on Virat Kohli, to be honest, but that's the way it is. But you got to give credit to the way Sri Lanka played today. You know, I've seen cricket for such a long time. I've played cricket for such a long time, and I was speaking to Wasim Akram at the commentary box, and I said, you know, I've not seen anybody bowl so well at the death as Lasith Malinga did today to Virat Kohli and Mahendra Singh Dhoni. In the last 4 overs, India just got 19 runs.
Yeah.
So you have to give credit to the way Sri Lankans batted. At first, when Sri Lanka won the toss and fielded, I felt it may not have been the right decision, because if India gets 160, 170, Sri Lanka would not have been able to chase. They lost the last T20 World Cup batting second against the West Indies. But you have to give kudos to the Sri Lankan bowling attack. Angelo Matthews, Kulasekhara, Senanaike, Rangana Herath, and at the end Lasith Malinga. I mean, Lasith Malinga has changed all the, to be honest, the mathematics of the game. He was never the captain. He came in for the last 3 games and won Sri Lanka a title, which they were looking to win for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that in sport, and I keep saying that there is no hard and fast rule for success. It's about what you do at that particular moment. And once again, Lasith Malinga's captaincy showed that it's not just about planning, it's not just about preparations before the tour, it's about execution at that particular moment. But I think India has done wonderfully well in this competition. Today they've lost to a side who just bowled outstandingly. You know, you talk about South Africa's fast bowling, you talk about Australia's fast bowling, but Lasith Malinga and Kulasekhara under pressure in a big final today was just unbelievable.
And this is, Dada, after Malinga dropped Virat Kohli on 11. At that point, it could well have been the World Cup dropped.
Yeah, I said that on air. Has Malinga dropped the World Cup? But I thought he did come back well. He did come back well, and he did bring his team back. His spinners were superb today. What a tournament Rangana Herath had. You know, under pressure, every game he stood up for Sri Lanka. We talk about Ravichandran Ashwin, but look at Rangana Herath. Also, Lasith Malinga, think about the decision he took to send Thisara Pereira up.
Yeah.
Everybody, including Shane Warne, was saying, put in Angelo Matthews. He would knock it around, one single, and then win the game for Sri Lanka, because there was not much to score. But he thought differently. He thought out of the box. He got in a player who would have got 20, 25 and won the game for Sri Lanka. And if he would have got out, then Sri Lanka could have been in a lot of trouble with another wicket there. But that is what it's about, winning big competitions. It's about taking the gamble. And I must give a lot of credit to Lasith Malinga with the way he's gone about his job.
And who would have thought, Dada, that it will take a rookie captain like Lasith Malinga to trump an experienced winning captain like MS Dhoni? I mean, there's a daylight gap between their experience. Lasith Malinga, nobody ever thought he's going to captain Sri Lanka, and suddenly, midway of the tournament of a World Cup, he's captaining the side, and 3 wins in 3 for him against a captain, especially like MS Dhoni, who was going for his 4th ICC trophy.
Yeah, absolutely. And 3 out of 3 in pressure games. Sri Lanka, they had to win. New Zealand, they had to win. Semi-final, they had to win. The final, they had to win. And he's done splendidly. And I think it's also a fitting finale for the three greats, for the two greats, Sangakarra and Jayawardene. What a service they have done to Sri Lankan cricket. You know, Sachin Tendulkar played his last World Cup winning and winning it in Bombay. And this was Jayawardene's and Sangakarra's last World T20. And they finished on the winning side. So there is justice somewhere up if you put in and if you give everything. 4 consecutive World Finals Sri Lanka didn't win. And they won the last time when their two champions were about to finish this format of the game.
Yes, and in fact, Kumar Sangakarra Dada said very beautifully after the match that the team had carried him to the final. He hadn't done a lot, but in the final he came good. And of course, it's a befitting finale for him, a befitting farewell for his partner Mahela Jayawardene as well. But this is what experience is all about. The way Mahela Jayawardene and Kumar Sangakarra batted today. Saurav, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Was the question for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you repeat the question once more, Shivani?
No, I was just saying that, Kumar Sangakarra put it very beautifully in the end, and he was very emotional as well when he came after the match. And he accepted that, this is a very humbling experience. 4 finals, finally a victory for us. And the team carried him to the final. He hadn't done much, but in the final he came good.
Yeah, absolutely. It has to be an emotional moment for Kumar Sangakarra because, as I said, it was the last time they would play a World T20 Championship final. And to finish on a winning side, beat a team like India who just bulldozed everyone in this competition must have been very, very heartening.
All right, Dada, we spoke about the Indian batting and you said that you accept that the Indian batting is over-dependent on Virat Kohli. In the run-up to the final, though, we thought that, everybody is in decent form. Rahane had done well against South Africa. Rohit had some runs under his belt. Today, Yuvraj Singh's innings, was that really the downfall of the Indian batting lineup?
You just can't blame one person for the loss. You have to give credit to the Indian Sri Lankan bowlers with the way they have bowled. Both to Yuvraj Singh and Virat Kohli. Even Virat Kohli at the end of his innings couldn't get the Sri Lankan bowling away. So you have to give credit. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, a player like him, couldn't get away at the last few overs. So you have to give credit to the Sri Lankan bowling. And Yuvraj Singh has won you 2 World Cups, 2007 to 2011. So let's not just make a single player as a scapegoat. I know you talk about Ajinkya Rahane, you talk about Rohit Sharma. They played well in this competition. But I'm not too sure. They bat at the top. They have to play match-winning innings. You look at all great players of the past, all players who open for teams. They see through once they get set. They see through the 20 overs. That's what Virat Kohli does. So sometimes when you're batting at the top in T20 format, you cannot just blame people down the order. You also have to ask questions at the top of the order that why do you every time get out on 20s, 25 and 30s when you actually should look to bat 20 overs, get to 80, 90 and take the team to 160, 170. Because one must remember the opportunity at the top is a lot more in T20 cricket than guys coming at number 5, number 6. They get the new ball, they get the time to get set, and once they get set, they cannot throw it away. So it's a lot of a lot of reasons why India couldn't get past Sri Lanka today. But at the end of all, I have seen one of the best bowling displays in a World Cup final for a long, long time.
Absolutely, and Sri Lanka deserve all the credit for that. In the end, their batting also looked like it could crumble, but Kumar Sangakarra held it all together. Dada, I agree with you. One man cannot be blamed for a bad performance. 11 men on the field. But there are some questions that, you had also raised about Sourav Ganguly, about Yuvraj Singh, about his consistency. We'll slip into a very short break and come back and take your reaction on that. Just where is Yuvraj Singh's career heading, especially after this performance in the World T20?